should be going live very soon. Just gotta wait for the thing to tell me I'm good. Alright, and we're live. Alright, hello, and welcome to the fourth short story reading. I'm probably going to be doing something different next time. I'm probably going to have the actual story itself like pre-read and just play that, because I am terrible at doing this live. And I'll just be here to answer any kind of like questions or anything. I'm just going to wait a minute to see if anyone even shows up. I highly doubt it, though. It's no big deal. It'll be on YouTube hopefully forever, so that's gonna be a thing. Let me check something real quick here. But yeah, the next story after this is probably gonna take a while because I'm tweaking some stuff. I want to release these in the order that I'm gonna actually have them in the short story compilation. And I'm not 100% settled on which one the next one is even going to be. So I'm probably going to just write as much as I can of each of them and basically take it from there. Okay. And yeah, I doubt anyone's going to show up. Let me go ahead and just go ahead and do this reading. All right. This story is called Mariana. And let's go ahead and begin. I'm probably going to be terrible at this, by the way. Okay, let's begin. The lights flashed off just as the fireworks outside lit up the room like a multicolored rave. It was so sudden that Danielle lifted out of her chair. "Happy New Year!" Sabrina had entered through the doorway behind her, holding a bottle of champagne in one hand and 2 solo cups in the other. "Are you still working in here? Everyone else is partying in the break room." Danielle looked at the computer screen. Just as she suspected, the internet was down. "I was trying to catch up on some stuff, but it looks like the power's out. I always figured this place wasn't Y2K compliant. We should probably get out of the city before the zombie riots start." Sabrina was looking around as if she had just now realized the lights were off. With her face scrunched into an impatient scowl, Danielle tapped her desk. "Doesn't this place have a backup system? The net should be back by now. Is that something IT could look into? Or maybe you should call maintenance." Sabrina set the cup down beside the... Let me start that sentence over. Sabrina set the cups down beside the bottle. Let me start it over again. Sabrina set the cups and bottle down, picked up a rubber ball from the desk beside Danielle. I think I wrote that wrong. And picked up a rubber ball from the desk beside Danielle. "What you should do is relax. If they don't have it together, why should that be your concern?" She walked behind Danielle's desk and started bouncing the ball off the window. "Besides, if the power's out, I think the phones are too. I'm still hardwired to the network. I think that means I can message people from in the building." "You don't know?" "I know how to do my job. They don't pay me enough to know more than that." Sabrina let out a chuckle. "I think we found something we can agree on." The ball made a loud thud that echoed throughout the room. "If you break something with that, I'm not covering for you." "What are they going to do? Send some goons down here, take me out, drop me down the Mariana Trench?" She found Danielle's disapproving stare amusing as she continued. "Worst case scenario, they fire me. Let 'em. I already have a job lined up at one of those West Coast startups. These pricks can eat me for all I care." "Careful. I keep telling you that stuff's a bubble." "Probably, but my resume's solid. I'm just gonna get mine while the getting's still good. What happens when the bubble pops is their problem." She caught the ball for a final time and put it in her pocket. "Take a load off and have a drink. I'm heading back to the break room. They just broke out the grill, and there's no way in hell I'm missing out on that. As she walked back past Danielle's desk, she drunkenly tripped before catching herself on the back of it. "Try the fish," said Danielle. "Good for the eyes." Sabrina's sarcastic laugh disappeared through the doorway. Danielle was alone once again. She looked back at the window. The glass was so thick it muted the noise outside. She could barely hear the party down the hall behind her. This was fine. She enjoyed the quiet. Normally this would have helped her get more done, but currently she had nothing she could work on. Perhaps she should get a hold of someone, or perhaps she should just go and try to enjoy the party. Almost as if in response to her query, the computer screen went black. For a moment, she considered that the backup battery had died, but the subtle glow told her that it was still on. As she watched, green text made its way across the screen. "Hello." Without punctuation, it was hard to tell if it was a statement or a question, not to mention their caps lock seemed to be on. That or the missing punctuation was an exclamation mark. Figuring this was someone typing on the system, Danielle typed a response. Let me start that sentence over. Figuring this was someone working on the system, Danielle typed a response. "Hey, this is Danielle up on 14. Any idea when we'll be back up?" The next message did not take long. "You hear." Still no punctuation, still all caps. She took a guess at the meaning. "I'm in the building, yes. Is this IT?" "I am me." She figured this was either an acronym or they were being a smartass. "Who is this?" "I am me." Definitely a smartass. "And who is me?" "Who I am." At first, she became frustrated with whatever game this person was playing, but then a thought, however unlikely, came to her. Is this some kind of AI? What is AI? Are you a computer program? I am not. Well, it was a long shot. Are you a person? What is person? Perhaps this is one of those overseas workers with a loose grasp of English. This would explain a lot. Are you a human being? You mean flesh and blood? What the hell was that supposed to mean? I'll take that as a no. Do you have a name? What is name? It was like talking to a toddler. If it wasn't a fireable offense, she would assume someone used one of the empty rooms as a daycare. I call myself Danielle. What do you call yourself? Danielle is flesh and blood. Okay, that wasn't creepy at all. If this conversation was going to go anywhere, she figured it was best to help who or whatever this was along. Tell you what, how about I call you Mariana? You call me Mariana. It was a baby step, but it was a start. That's right. So, Mariana, why did you contact me? Did you have something to ask me, or were you just trying to get a hold of anyone in the building? You answered. Answered what? Hello. Are you lost or something? In a manner of speaking. Maybe I can help you out. Look around whatever room you're in. What do you see around you? I see only darkness. That's probably because the power is out and you're probably in a room with no windows. See if you can feel around for a door. The door will not open. Try knocking and yelling out for someone. There's usually someone on every floor. If you make enough noise, someone's bound to hear you. I have knocked. You have heard. So few hear me. Danielle was now convinced Mariana was speaking in metaphor. When you say in a manner of speaking, what exactly does that mean? I am looking for you and do not know the way. The conversation was unsettling her more and more with every response. You're really not human, are you? I am not flesh and blood. If you're not human, and you're not a computer program, then what are you? You call me Mariana. Danielle looked back at the doorway to the faint noise coming from the break room. Maybe this was some elaborate prank. Sabrina probably had a computer hooked up in there, and the laughter she could hear... Let me start that sentence over. Maybe this was some elaborate prank. Sabrina probably had a computer hooked up in there, and the laughter she could just make out was at her expense. Damn it, Sabrina, she whispered under her breath as she turned back to the screen. What is Sabrina? In a quick motion, the computer chair was sent backwards, and Danielle was standing in a frantic pose, her eyes darting around the room in shock. Do you fear me? Danielle grabbed the bottle off the desk and held it up like a bat. She continued to scan the room. This isn't funny. Where are you? She looked for a camera, a microphone, but in the dim light, it was a pointless hunt. Do not fear me. She ran over and turned off the monitor. Almost as soon as she did this, the other monitors in the room all showed the same word. Why? Danielle's voice cracked. Because you're scaring me. Do not fear me. What do you want with me? You answered. How are you hearing me? I listen. You know damn well that's not what I mean. If this is a prank, I'm gonna find you and bust this on your head. I will be there soon. I will be everywhere soon. What are you? And I don't mean your name. I was in the beginning. I shall be at the end. The end of what? At the end. What's at the end? Mariana. The lights... Ooh, let me start that over. The lights popped back to life, causing Danielle to drop the bottle. It shattered on the floor, but she heard nothing. Any ambient sound had gone mute as her eyes adjusted. When they did, the office seemed strangely alien. All of the screens had gone back to normal, the boring, pleasant wallpapers leaving no trace of having been hijacked by whatever she had been talking to. Her body had yet to go still, her nerves refusing to believe that she was alone now. The isolation would not last long, as the first sounds that faded back into existence were Danielle's feet drunkenly stumbling back down the hallway. Well, look who else got trashed. She laughed, looking at the mess of glass and alcohol at Danielle's feet. What? The word weakly nudged its way out of Danielle's mouth. Her eyes were still wondering. Oh my God, you must be a lightweight. Come join the party. You look... Let me start that over. Come join the party. You look too messed up to be working right now anyway. Danielle shook herself back to focus. I think I'm just gonna head home. Thank you, though. Sabrina's disappointment was visible. She walked to the window and leaned her head against it, watching the tiny dots partying below. Hope you're not meaning to walk there with all this craziness going on. Tell you what, I'll call you a cab. As she walked over to the phone on her desk, she stopped behind Danielle's and leaned down to pick something up. When she stood back up, she held a phone cable in her hand. So, that's what I tripped on. Hope you didn't try to get a hold of anyone. If so, you were talking to yourself. The end. Whew! Oh, looks like someone did join us. What's up? Yeah, I'm not sure where you're watching, but I'm going to have this up on YouTube and several other places. I think Rumble. I think I'm putting these up on Odyssey. I don't remember. That's going to be after I edit it, though. But this actual full live stream is going to be on YouTube, though. And on Twitch temporarily. But yeah, that is story 4 of 8. That is going to be in a short story compilation that I'm writing called Tales from the Trilateral Realms, which is going to be the, I guess, sort of the introduction to this fictional universe that I'm creating that all the books and novellas I'm going to be writing are going to take place. So yeah, it's pretty much going to be it for that part of this. I guess wait to see if there's any questions at all. In the meantime, I'm going to be closing out of all this. Normally I do some gaming live streams as well, but I kind of put that on hold because I really need to get this story done. I wanted to have it done a week ago, but distractions, and like I said before I started actually reading, I'm not 100% sure which story I'm going to do next. But the actual reading of it is going to be pre-recorded and edited, just because I feel like I'm butchering my own stories by doing them in this format. Let me check one more thing here before I go. Unless I get any questions. Nothing there. I'll probably start doing the game live streams again tomorrow. Alright, looks like everything. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we'll get this edited tonight, and hopefully I'll have it up before tomorrow, but if not, should hopefully be tomorrow. But yeah, that's gonna be all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Chatsu signing out.